Miss J has been doing stand-up for over 10 years and has won Clash of Comics at Funny Bones Comedy Club in 2019. She has also opened for Listen to Your Mothers, a national program that happens every Mother's Day weekend throughout the nation. Miss J prides herself on clean comedy, except when people piss her off. And she considers this to be her second act in life after retirement. Let's help her to make this the best audition tape ever. Laugh out loud, even if it's not funny. Let's give it up for Miss J.
Good evening. How's everyone? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right, very good. How many of you guys been following Taylor Swift lately? You've been keeping up with her? Can somebody please tell her to close her mouth? Something round will end up in it. Cake. It's a piece of cake will end up there. Her mouth is always open. How many of you guys have teenagers? Nobody has any teenagers? Have you started to teach them to drive? I think a good place to bring them to learn how to drive is Hamilton Hill. Now, have you seen the movie Shaft? You know how Shaft walks out in traffic and don't look? You get that. You get people open their car doors, not paying attention. You get the wheelchairs. You get the pit bulls running everywhere. This is how you teach your kids how to drive. This is how you teach them safety. Parallel parking ain't got nothing on Hamilton Hill. So you gotta try to drive through the hill and try to avoid people. You see, the dogs running, the wheelchairs, you don't know what to look out for. But anyway, that's how it goes. I'm also a huge television watcher. I love the show Cheaters. I have myself a marathon with Cheaters. You know what I like about Cheaters? They always beat up the woman because the man was cheating. Now, how many people slap the stove for making them fat? Not many. I don't ever get that. And then when the man cheats, he always cheats on the woman that look like the woman he's with. I'm like, what's the difference? Why don't you go out there and do something new? And then the host of the show always instigates. He tells the woman, like, when she's called Cheaters, like, he's at work right now. He told you he's at work, but he's not. And I know you just pulled 2 doubles. Now she's at the house. Well, we gonna creep in there, you know she's pissed now. She done worked 2 double shifts. He's got another woman at her house, and he's intensifying it even more. Look like they're coming out the bedroom, I mean, can you imagine what this woman is going through? To see something like that, she's been working hard, and here this man is cheating on her. And the first thing she do is slap the woman. She does nothing to the man. I'll never get that. It reminds me of like when I was a kid growing up, I would hear grown people talking all the time about other family members and stuff. Like I heard them say, I had this one, I know back in the day, men shouldn't fault women and things like that, but I had this one relative, she was married to a blind man, right? So I heard the older women in the family talking about how he would beat her up. And I'm like, how does that happen? I was maybe like 10 or 12 years old. How can a blind man beat up a person, beat up a woman? I guess he told Rover, come here, Rover, where is she? He wanted to go, Rover, she's over there. The blind dog, the CI dog. I would have had some treats for Rover. Rover wouldn't have been around no more if I'd been there. But I couldn't understand, did she stand still and let him hit her? Or did the dog bring her to the man and say, here she is, woof, woof, here she is, woof, woof. I just never understood that. It's just like my grandmother. I had heard rumors about her, but I think it was true. She stabbed my grandfather and went to jail for it, but she had 11 children. I'm like, how do you stab somebody and go to jail and still have 11 children? I don't know. It just seemed like to me back in the day, people were brutal. They were just like, I guess this is the thing, they just came home, they got frustrated, and they would just take it out on each other. But they stayed together, they never divorced. They had 11 children, and those 11 children had grandkids, and those kids had kids, and the family grew. But I just, something I never could understand. Okay, come on, guys. Come on, y'all, laugh at me. Come on. Another thing is I don't like about getting old. It's like when you can't remember things. That's why I got my notes here. I can't help it. I have to write a note to go from one room to the next because I'm like, what did I go in here for? And this is like, for example, I put some popcorn on and forgot about it. I thought somebody was shooting at the house. I called the police. And then I forgot, I made some tea. I was making tea for myself, and the thing started steeping. And I'm petrified of snakes. So I thought it was a snake in the house, but it was the tea I had brewing. It wasn't a snake. And these are the things that happen to you when you get older. Like, just like, you know, nobody wants to touch you, you only get doctor's appointments. I don't even want to talk to my old senior friends. All they do is talk about going to the doctor, what the doctor going to do to them next, what pills, what medications they're on. It's like they have no other conversation other than what the doctor is doing to them and getting ready for that next doctor appointment they have. That's what I'm not here tonight. They're at the doctor. You know, it's like, come on. You know, do something else with life other than just going to the doctor all the time. And but the one thing I do appreciate about being older is, like, back in the day, you had like services like, say for example, you pay your phone bill, you call somebody, it'll tell you that number is temporarily disconnected. You knew right away they didn't have no money. They didn't pay their phone bill. Right now, you call somebody to get voicemail. So it was things like that, or your car just ran out of gas. You got to call AAA. Now your car tells you need to put some gas in. You're like 3 miles away from mobile. You know, the mobile's up on the next corner. Take a left or take a right. But back in the day, you didn't have those type of conveniences. You know, your car didn't tell you when you was out of gas. But you could tell when you had a disconnect. You know, if somebody, people just knew more. You knew more about people than what you know today because of technology. You know, it's just like, I was talking to the internet company about changing my internet service. And they said, well, do you do any streaming? I said, no, not really. I said, you know, if I'm doing any streaming, it's just probably usually at night. It's about 3 hours or 2 to 3 hours a night. And I said, oh, well, wait a minute. I said, we do get a little depressed sometime in my household. I said, well, maybe we better add 16 more hours to that, you know. I said, because, you know, you don't feel like dealing with people, what do? Stream, look, movies after movies after movies, you don't leave the house. So I said, maybe you better add maybe like 24 more hours to that service. And then the lady at the other end, she just died laughing. I said, no, this is serious. I said, please, add 24 hours. And we're going to need this extra streaming time. Because, you know, we just don't leave the house when we're not feeling that great. But, you know, hey, you know, it's like that sometimes, right? It's like that. You know, just like the woman, like I said, women are always jumping on women. It's always about us. Why everybody wants to get rid of us? Have you seen that Pure Wit commercial where the mother and the daughter, I guess, and the daughter is happy that her mother doesn't have to get up through the night to use the bathroom? And I'm thinking, that don't sound right. Because we all know water and electricity do not go together. Am I right? So I think I'd rather have a stumped toe than to be electrocuted through the night because I didn't want to get up. You have to check out that device online. It's messed up. I mean, I'm like, why would they invent something like that? And who's using it? Probably not around to give any reviews because they're not alive. Because if you use that thing and you don't get up through the night, I don't think you're gonna get up ever. You know, that's really how that's gonna work out for you. But it's just amazing. We women are always victims. If you look at Dateline, 48 hours, who do you see that's the most victims? Is us. That's why I said when we meet up with Eve, we got a bone to pick with her. Eve started all of this stuff by being hard-headed. So I get to take the first lick off of Eve. You know, I got a good one coming for her. She created this mess we in today. If it weren't for her, we wouldn't be in the mess we in. Okay, come on, guys. Y'all act like y'all sicking at the doctor's office. Come on now. Just like with old sayings. I was like, you know, I'm sure you've heard some of these sayings before. Like, I never understood this one. Like, some people say when they get pissed off with somebody, I'll forget him and shoot the horse he rode in on. I'm like, what does the horse have to do with it? Why you gotta shoot the horse? Or, you know, they'll say, oh, you don't believe that meat ain't greasy. Of course it's greasy. You see grease stains all over your clothes. Or they'll say, oh, you don't believe that the grass is greener on the other side. Yeah, it can be. You know, maybe them people take care of their grass, you know. They come up with all these crazy sayings of like, there's a lid for every pot. That's not true. Because how many times you get in your kitchen, you can't find the right lid for the pot? It's like, who makes up these crazy sayings? But we use them over and over and over again, and that's what my people do. I tell you, and my people were just like, I would say they were like the Beverly Hillbillies without the money. Do anybody remember the Beverly Hillbillies? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, my family are the Beverly Hillbillies. They see roadkill, that's dinner. you know that's gonna be supper tonight. Roadkill, chitlins, all that stuff nobody else wanted to eat. They would find a way to cook it. You know, it's like these people come up with this food. But you know what? Oddly enough, many of them lived a long time. So maybe it's something to that roadkill and chitlins. You know, because they're still around cooking chitlins, still around cooking roadkill. You know, so maybe it was something with that. And the other thing when you get old, people always tell you when you go out, that's probably why nobody's here, you know, laughing and stuff. They always say, have a good time or enjoy yourself. When you get a certain age, if you can digest a meal, that's having a good time. You know? Or if you make it back home safe, don't hit anybody if it's at night, because when you get old, you can't see at night. That's having a good time. But that's the first thing they say to you, have a good time. Oh, enjoy yourself. Most of my friends at this age, most of them can't even walk, you know, and they are in a wheelchair or roll around. I'm like, how are they gonna have a good time? You know, they gotta wait for the bus to bring them, gotta wait for the bus to pick them up. But people always say, go have a good time. No, have a good time when you're old. Not when you're on medications and, you know, gotta keep your blood pressure down. There's just no way to do that, you know. But hey. Hey guys, I promise not to keep you long. It's almost 5:30. I'm glad you came out to hear me tonight. Hope my tape somewhere, I hope my video guy can put some laughter in there, because, you know, to fill in the tracks and the voids here. But I'm glad you're here, and thank you for coming out to support me. And just for doing that,